Hello everybody, we're back with another iRacing qualifying guide video. We are in the ARCA car at Michigan International Speedway. We've got our best lap of a 39.721. We're running our Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer paint scheme that I made. I think it looks pretty fun. We should be in the trading paint, so if you want to Rudolph and some of his pals from the show, as well as our Wobble Snowman on the back. I think it looks pretty good. Let's get out onto the track and we will show you a cockpit view of our lap. And it looks like because of the tire wear and the heat buildup, the first lap was going to be the fastest. At least thus far, the ones it did. Cracking off a 39.7, a slightly better 39.7, a pair of 39.7s there. I messed up and overdrove that one, and then a pretty decent attempt to replicate it there. So we're basically going to get going and just hammer on it here. We want our speed. Let's have to get out there. We're going to try to get shifted to third, keep under the spot, shift up to fourth before we get out past that cone. Get right up against the wall as soon as we come out. And before we get into this, let's give a quick rundown of how we have this set up. I've got my steering ratio set to 16:1. The steering offset down to -15. That made the wheel about straight because there's a little bit of a wheel turned off to the right with the default setup. So the steering offset to -15 will get rid of the to make sure that the wheel's straight as you go down the straightaway. And I just back the brake bias all the way down to 60%, as low as it'll go. I didn't really touch the brakes for what I was doing here. I'm not sure. I watched a top split in the ARCA the other day, and based on the lap times, boy, I don't think they were using the brake. If they weren't using it much. They were just a hauling. So that's the setup. Right about this sign, so the wheel is going to be straight for the most part as we come up here, and we're going to start getting a little bit of a turn in, I think right around this spot here. Yep, right around that last sign on the wall. Slight slow turn in still all the way on the throttle. We come down about the 3M sign. We only came down a quarter, just kind of holding it at a quarter. We're still up here by this top seam. We're starting to get back to the throttle. I don't know if there's a good marker around here to say where we got back on the throttle or not. Just past the Geico sign. We're starting to get back to the throttle. We still haven't gotten below this. We haven't got below the second seam. We're just barely going to, looks like put our, oh, not even. Oh, yeah, we just barely touched the seam. Oh, we did drift a little bit below it with our left front. At least after the Geico sign, we're getting back to it. By the cup sign, we were full throttle again off the corner. Just being real easy with the input, letting it kind of glide up near the wall, getting as close to it as we can without whacking it. And then we're going to slowly let it drift down here in the front straightaway so that our left sides will just about kiss that line. Let's see if I actually got it down there and kiss the line. Kiss that line with the left sides or not. I don't know if we got down there, but if we didn't, we got pretty close. No, we got pretty close though. And we're going to left from there. After we kiss that line, we're going to slowly let it walk its way back up. Make that front straightaway straight. Get up against the wall for our turn in. And right about that caution light, we're going to start ever so slightly Getting it down in there, still full throttle, and just backing off at the Michigan 1 sign. Just backing off a quarter of the throttle, so we're still 3/4 throttle. Just gonna slowly letting it kind of. We don't want to turn too hard because we don't lose too much momentum, but we don't want to stay too high and lose too much time on the bottom or up on the top there. So, looks like we did start picking the throttle up fairly soon afterwards. End of the O'Reilly sign, we're starting to pick it back up a little bit. Still not flirting with that bottom line, we're staying in between these two seams just about. We don't want to hammer on it too hard or we're going to push right up and smack the wall coming off the turn. Got a little bit loose there. Just running just hard as we can. Come off that corner, so play with the throttle. Maybe you can get, there's more to be had. I mean, there was people running 37.3s in the top split of the ARCA that I was in, and we're talking people with somewhere between 4.5 and 6,000 iRating. So there's more to be had there. So see if you can play with it and see if you can get a little bit more out of it. As we went on the back straightaway, obviously as close to the wall as we can get. And just like we did the first time, we're starting to turn in at that white line just slowly, just a little bit. We're just easy getting into it. Now we're going to drop off the throttle on a up to speed lap. Just before that Michigan 3 sign, came down to almost half throttle. We're staying above that seam, just playing around that seam area. We did pick it back up a little bit because I think I probably got off of it a little bit more than maybe I wanted to. Got back on it near that blue Michigan sign? Oh, the blue Geico sign. And we slowly kind of try to pick it back up just a little bit more. We're at full throttle there. Just after the Cup sign, the couple motorhomes after the trucks, the NASCAR sign, the Cup Series sign there. And we're just trying to give it as little input as possible. Just trying to keep here, be ready to catch it. If we need to, just let it slide up against that wall, and as close to the wall as we can get. And bring it down here, and I drop below that line just to see if I can pick up any extra that well. That's our 39.71. Hopefully you can use that potential, the angles to get in the corners, the brake and the turn in and throttle up and throttle down points to give yourself a pretty decent lap. I hope you can do better than I did. There's definitely time left on the table. If this video helped, please do hit the like button and or subscribe to the channel. So I'll try to be putting some of these ones here out. I will wait and see what this time brings in my split, and or if I can even touch this time to run it again when I go into my qualifying session, so that hopefully you can use this to help yourself and try to stay up in front of the ARCA craziness that will be going on around on the track around you.